Hey guys, what is up? This is Stephanie, aka The Limitless Babe, reminding you today and every day that you are limitless. So I know I didn't come on last week and I took a little time for myself. I had to take care of some stuff, and in the process I was also just feeling myself very drained, very tired. Um and I just knew that I needed to take care of me. And I realized that from that experience, well, that's exactly what I want to talk about. Because I think that some of us, so often, we feel guilty listening to our body or our mind or our spirit when it's trying to tell us to relax. We live in a world that is so go, 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 productivity oriented, and um, and also a big one that I notice is taking time for you is selfish. And it's actually really not, guys. The kindest thing you can do for the world and for yourself is to remember to prioritize yourself. And that means listening to your needs. That means listening to what your body is trying to tell you. Now, I say this with caution because there are times when we're being lazy. Let's call it what it is. Sometimes, yeah, we're totally just being lazy. And sometimes we need to motivate ourselves to get out of that. Sometimes it's depression, which means that we, again, need to motivate ourselves. We need to get the right tools to pull ourselves out of that state and not stay stuck. Sometimes we do this to also escape problems. I know that I am someone who, when I was much younger, I would sleep and not do anything to avoid whatever it is I was dealing with or thinking about or anything. Anytime there was a problem, I would take a nap because I wanted to escape. So I need you guys to be very self-aware when you evaluate, okay, my body's asking for rest, but is my body really asking for rest? Or am I just using this as an excuse? And is this really going to benefit me? So I think it takes a great deal of discipline and self-awareness to recognize the difference. But let's say that you've used your self-awareness, you've figured out and understood that, yeah, you know what? I truly believe that right now this is what I need. Then listen. Listen to what your body is trying to tell you, because the kindest thing that you can do for yourself and for the world and for your friends and for your family is to take good care of yourself. I know so many people who were raised to think, well, the kind thing to do, the right thing to do, the expected thing to do is to say yes to others and to put myself last and to just make sure that I'm always there for someone. And yes, those things are wonderful qualities. And we should be there for others when we possibly can. And remember, I hate the phrase should. So, it's wonderful when we can be there for others. I like that way of saying it better. But you're not helping anybody if you're so busy helping others and your metaphorical cup is getting depleted. There's a reason that they have the saying, fill your cup first. So let's say you have a cup of water. And from that cup of water, you have 3 potted plants that you need to water. Okay, so I pour some into plant 1. I pour some into plant 2. And before I can get to plant 3, my cup is empty. Now I could take time and replenish it and go fill the cup, right? I can go to the faucet and fill the cup so that I can come back and give to plant number 3. Or I can just sit here and keep holding my empty cup over plant number 3 and nothing happens and it doesn't benefit plant number 3. So I hope that that makes a little bit of sense with what I'm trying to say, is that when we don't take the time to refill ourselves and to nurture ourselves, we can't give. So that's one reason that the kindest thing you can do for yourself is to refill your cup. Another reason why it's really important to refill your cup is because a lot of us don't realize that we are not our kindest, greatest when we are drained, when we're tired, when we're overworked, when we internally recognize that we need to take care of ourselves, but we let obligation and expectation take over. So let's just say that, I'm trying to think of a good example. Sally asks me to go to her house and help her move. But I'm tired and I have a million things to get done. I have to make cupcakes for my daughter's class the next day, and I have to, I don't know, whatever. I'm having a really hard time coming up with examples today for some reason. But let's just say that for whatever reason, I have about 10 things on my to-do list at home. But Sally needs me to go to her house and help her pack. Well, let's say that I decide, okay, well, the right thing to do is to go help Sally pack. Okay. So now I'm at Sally's house, but I'm frustrated because doesn't she know that I have all these things to do? And like, why would she even ask me? And I'm just going to try to do this quickly and get it done so that I can get back home and do what I got to do. And I'm going to have piss face on. Like, who is that benefiting? You know, it's the job isn't getting done right. And now Sally thinks I'm mad at her, and I'm not mad at her. The reality is, when you really break it down, we think we're mad at Sally or annoyed at Sally. We're annoyed at ourselves because we know deep down that we should have been honest with Sally and just tell her the truth and tell her that, okay, listen, I love you, but today I really just can't. Now, if we can reschedule for this day, then I can give you my full focus. But today I just cannot, and I'm not going to be an asset to you. I think it's really important for us to be honest with ourselves and with our loved ones so that we can give the best of ourselves. Because no one benefits when we do something half-heartedly or with an attitude or with a chip on our shoulder. And we got to take care of ourselves, guys. We got to fill our cup. And I know I keep mentioning that I'm going to do a video on boundaries, and I promise you guys that is coming, but I really want to take time to sit down and make some notes because there's so many important topics to talk about with boundaries. But one thing that I will say that I know I'm going to repeat whenever I do that video is the fact that you need to recognize that when you are upset that someone is not upholding your boundaries, it's really important to take a look in the mirror and recognize, this person is not honoring my boundaries. What example am I setting about my boundary expectation? Energetically, what am I showing the world about how to respect my boundaries? And when I say this, what I basically mean is, am I respecting my own boundaries? Am I honoring my own boundaries? If I tell myself, okay, I'm going to go do this, but I have to leave by 10 o'clock. And then I let someone talk me into staying longer. Were they not respecting my boundaries? Or did I not respect my boundary? And that's not exactly a heavy-duty example of boundaries. But still, you get the point, right? Like, I told myself that I was going to do this, and I let someone talk me out of that. So how strong are my boundaries really? And if I recognize that my boundaries are weak enough that I can tweak them, why wouldn't outsiders looking in recognize that as well? Right? So I think it's really important that we recognize the importance of following through with our own needs and with our own boundaries, and taking time to do whatever it is that we have to make sure that we are bringing the world the best version of ourselves. And sometimes that may mean taking action. Sometimes that may mean being perfectly still. But we have to get to that level of being so self-aware that we can recognize, okay, this is what I need for myself to make myself so energetically full that I can have more to give to others. And I'm hoping this is making sense, guys. I do feel like I'm kind of rambling a little bit, just going off on like a weird tangent. But I hope that it's clicking and that it's syncing with you guys that, yeah, okay, some days you are going to need to slow down. And some days filling your cup may mean going and taking a yoga class or going to a bar with friends or whatever it is that you got to do to make sure that you are feeling your best and your fullest. So while I think it's really important to do for others and make sure that we're connecting with our loved ones and supporting our loved ones and being there, because that's a huge part of life. Our relationships with others is a huge part of what this life is all about and how we connect with each other. We have to also remember that every now and then you need to pause and pay attention to what your needs are. Think of yourself like a car, your check engine light. Is your check engine light on? Because if your check engine light is on, you can't get the passengers from point A to point B safely. I mean, you might be able to, but you also might have a blowout on the highway and no one can get anywhere. I actually really like that metaphor. Yes. So, is your check engine light on? Guys, pay attention. Check your dashboard. Make sure that your oil is full. Make sure that your gas tank is full. Make sure that all the hoses are properly connected and everything is working in full functioning order. Pay attention to your personal dashboard. If you're feeling depleted and you're starting to feel resentful towards someone or a situation, pause and pay attention to what have you done for yourself lately? What's lacking in your life? What's missing? And is it someone else's job to do that for you, or have you been neglecting yourself? And if it's just that you've been neglecting yourself, well, I don't mean to say just, but if it's the fact that you've been neglecting yourself, and probably for really good, selfless reasons, that's wonderful. But you're not being anybody's hero by burning yourself out. So recharge your battery, replenish your spirit, and then you can get back to doing all the great things that you're intended to do in this life. But it all starts with you. So today, as I always like to do, I like to invite you guys to think critically. I want you to think, have you charged your battery lately? Are you honoring your own boundaries? Are you filling your cup? Are you taking care of yourself? Have you done your maintenance? Or are you running yourself ragged, making sure that everybody else is okay? So I hope that resonated with you and that it sunk a little bit. And yeah, if it didn't, I'm sorry. You know what? I take that back. I'm not sorry. So yeah, I hope that you can take what did and leave the rest. So whatever parts clicked with you, take that with you, and whatever parts didn't, leave it here. But I'm so grateful to you for listening and for taking some time with me and taking some time for yourself, because that's what I hope. I hope that when you listen to my channel and when you listen to my questions for you guys, that it is your way of taking some time for you to dig deep and see where you can improve and grow and challenge yourself and just make your own life better, and as a result, make the world a little bit better. Thank you guys so much for listening. As always, if you like this video and you'd like more, please hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that bell notification so that you always find out about my upcoming content. And please share my channel with someone that you know and love. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay limitless, guys. Bye.